Just like to dedicate this to so many millions of people who died in their camps. I'm very amazed myself how these kids take it in the lovely letters they write to me. You know, how great they are to learn such a lot. But yeah, I love doing it because I must pass my message to them that we should not hate people. We should have compassion to each other instead of hating because someone is different. And nobody wins in the end. And as long as I do that, I'm happy.
When we filmed you 2 years ago, there was one image that stood out in my mind that I've never forgotten. I think you said you were by a railway line, working around, and somebody who was there just stretched their back.
And they shot them, yeah. Yeah.
If it stays in my mind, it must stay in your mind.
Yeah, I know, but I do mention it. In fact, I mentioned it twice today, and because all he done is he just straightened up himself. He was from Holland, actually, and that's one of the reasons why I never got friendly with nobody. Because next day he could be dead. So we had to try and fight for ourselves. It was nothing inhumane. Everything they took away from us. They took away, my name. They gave me a number instead of a name I'm not allowed to use. They took away all our dignity. We were like pigs, really. That's exactly. Toilets, there's no privacy. It was all open. And it's, we felt like animals more than we were treated. And the Germans did call us Schweinhunden. That means pig dogs. I don't know what it means. A Schwein is a pig and a Hund is a dog in German. And sometimes I looked about this as I'm thinking, my God, how nice and clean he looks. I wish we look how we look like. It was terrible. Sometimes I was jealous how nice they looked compared to us. Looking at them.
You talk about never forget, because we're now in 1912. Now we're in 2012. Time flies.
2012.
And so the passage of time and survivors are
getting less and less. So that's why I say I don't know how long I'm going to be around, but I want to pass the message before as long as I can. Because it's very important that for generations, never forget for generations and that there's so few people who can tell the story. So this is why I'm trying my best to do the schools. Actually, I like the schools better. I speak to grown-ups as well, but the schools are, to me, very important. They're young people, and they can learn instead of live a decent life.
A group of students from the Thurrock area a couple of weeks ago went across to Auschwitz-Birkenau. Would you, use difficult wording, would you encourage people to go over and experience themselves, or what do you feel about that?
Well, we went not long ago, we've been in Manchester, and there was 190 school teachers I spoke to, and some of them were going to Auschwitz, and they wanted me to speak there because they said they want somebody actually been in there, so know what to look for, And they were very amazed, the stories I was telling them for teachers. But I think it was Wednesday, next day, a few days, they left for Auschwitz. And I haven't seen him after that, because it was in Manchester. So, yeah, I'm glad about it, because we have to pass it on to, because for the next generation to speak. Never going to ever be the same. I mean, I don't know, maybe 50 years' time, might be forgotten completely. It's not the same as the people who actually been in there. But let's hope so, that they will pass it on.
Is it possible to forgive?
I've forgiven all of them. And I never hated the Germans, never. Because I was brought up a different life. I was brought up, for my father, even though he was a rabbi, he brought me up, to respect everybody's religion, what they are, and everybody's way. We're all the same people, so if they want to be Catholics or whatever they want to be, you should respect them for what they are. So that's why I never hated anybody. See, so, and it's important actually to be like that. I never hate. People ask me about the Germans, they hate them. When I got to Germany the first time, I'm going there every 3 years. When I got there the first time, they asked me, "Do you hate the Germans?" I says, you know, I don't hate the Germans at all, otherwise I wouldn't be here if I hated them. But I said, I can't forget my family.
But you'll continue to pass the message on, and we'll see you...
In Germany is where I'm going,
Yeah.
still go. I'm going this year again. For the last, this will be the 5th year I'm going there now. But they always ask me back.
But you'll return here to Hassenbrook year on, year on?
Yeah. I got to be thanks to Sandra to come here.
Yeah.
It's really wonderful.
Mr. Kleiman, thank you very much.
That's all right.